Hi everyone, it's me again. So I'm doing another video at a request of one of my lovely subscribers. You know who you are, but this is also for anyone that is a life path 7 and a talent number or expression number or destiny number 8. So your life path number it's your whole reason for being here in this lifetime. It's what you need to develop and learn. It's by far the most important number in your chart, and all the other numbers in your chart exist to serve the life path 7. So your expression number 8 is a talent that you brought with you to help you achieve your life path 7. It all feeds back into that life path 7. So your life path 7, you're here to learn to be spiritual, to be honest. You're here to learn to trust that you have an immortal soul, and trust that soul within you. Trust that it has years and years of previous lives and cellular memory all crammed up inside. And the life path 7 means that you're here to learn to access that on a deeper level. And trust the inner voice that you hear, and not over-analyze it, question yourself and rationalize it and think whatever I felt in my intuition can't be right because this plus this equals this. That's not what you're here to do. You're not here to over-analyze. You're here to look at the evidence, feed it through your intuition, and then come to a decision that is yours, or change a theory to suit your own intuitive needs. So you're here to know that you have a soul. Trust that you have a soul within you. Trust everyone around you all have souls and they're all on their own paths. Trust the world around you that your life is going just the way it should. Trusting in the process of your life the way it's going, and to trust the spiritual wisdom and intuition that you hear, and not over-analyzing it and questioning it, just trusting in it with faith. Your expression number 8 is half and half. You've chosen a fairly difficult path or talent number to have. So you're both spiritual and practical. You have both those skills. Okay, so you have potential in the spiritual side. However, your talent in the 8 energy tends to focus you on creating. It's all about money, and not in a bad way, but the energy of money, understanding and transcending the idea and the energy of money. Creating worldly abundance, so making a lot of money in the world, making things happen in business with your competence, your skill and your social skills and your charisma and your leadership skills all mashed into one. You're an excellent leader. You have balanced personal power. That means you're not overly dominant and you're not submissive. You're assertive, strong and dominant, and you know when to step in and to make things happen, and you know when to step back and think, do you know what, I don't need to be involved with this. It's an innate balance of confidence, assertiveness, so that people don't walk on you and you don't walk on anyone else. You don't need to walk on anyone else because they listen to you. You know, you don't need to force your hand when you've got balanced personal power. So that's the talent you have. You're talented in the world. You're talented in business, but you're very intuitive in business. You have social skills. You have competence. You have charisma. You know when to step in and take control. Like I've put at the bottom here, I've said everything I've put here in a different order, but whatever. So you have spiritual ability in the 8, but you tend to focus because you're talented at it in the business and making money and being involved in business. But what you need to do is tip a little bit more over to that spiritual side, and we'll analyze that a bit more over the next few slides. So you're here to have faith. To trust that you have a spiritual energy within you and that you are an immortal soul. So trust that soul within you. Trust that his knowledge. It has knowledge. It has cellular knowledge that you should listen and follow. Totally. Listen and follow that inner voice and feel safe enough then to communicate what you channel through your intuition to others without fear of ridicule. And you're not fearful of ridicule because ridicule, because it's come from your intuition and you trust it to that extent that you know that if you share this, you'll be safe from ridicule. And even if ridicule comes, you'll still know that it came from the soul within you. Therefore, you trust it. Now, that's what you're working towards in this lifetime. So you might struggle with this. That's why it's your life path 7. And like I said, your expression 8, it can be spiritual and it can be worldly. It has the talent to be both. But as I said, your focus is worldly, business, success, money, and using your money. Now, this is key. Using your money as a tool for good, really, as a tool to help others achieve worldly success, not just for your own selfishness. Your world focus may take you away, however, from your quiet inner self and your inner development, and you need this for your life path 7. So this is, I say it could be difficult because you're very focused on the world, but remember you have that spiritual talent within you. You must turn your attention inward, listen, manifest your spiritual side a little bit more. Focus and follow your inner voice, then gut feelings, thoughts and emotions. Take notice of all those. This will help you support this element of your life path 7. You're also here to trust that the world is not against you. The world can seem like a real rubbish place. Trust me, I'm a life path 7 and I battle with this all the time. The way that the world is and how people can be with each other. And even though I know in my spiritual teachings that the world isn't meant to be a utopia, it's meant to have both cold and hot, the idea of good and evil, the opposite, the polarities. I don't talk about the polarities enough in my videos, so it's very much about the polarities, and you need those in the universe for it to exist in balance. Now, I know this, however, sometimes I still struggle to trust the world, trust those in power as well, and this is something that the life path 7 in general struggles with. And like I said, the universe is everything. It exists in balance. It's like a cosmic library of all knowledge and experience. To experience compassion, to be compassionate, you will have to experience what it's like to not be compassionate, to help you learn what it is to be compassionate. You'll experience compassion and you'll experience people being uncompassionate. I don't even know if that's a word. People not being compassionate to you personally as well, but you have to experience both. You won't be able to appreciate compassion unless you've experienced non-compassion, or what is that word? Dispassion, until you've noticed what hate is really like. You can't really experience and know what love is. You need to experience all. Anyway, I'll stop going on, but the universe exists in polarities for us to experience everything, both what we perceive as good and what we perceive as bad, and we must all experience it all to learn and evolve. So your expression 8 has the potential to balance this tendency to not trust the world, because you have a lot of worldly experience and worldly wisdom, and you're very realistic in your expectations. You don't dream of a utopia as such. You understand that the world is as it is, which helps balance that energy a little if you use it, to stop you being so feel like the world is against you or feel isolated from the world. The only issue that you're going to have to make sure that you hold back, or at least notice when you're feeling it, is your 8 energy. When it's feeling at its lowest confidence ebb, which hopefully this doesn't happen to you much as an expression 8, but it is possible on the other polarity, that lack of confidence can actually pull you away from the world as well. So there is the potential in your expression 8 to not help your life path 7 here, and to turn away from the world like a life path 7 would, rather than trusting it's not against you, it's just the way the world is. So when you start feeling like that really strongly and you feel you're like yourself pulling away from the world, remember that that's the lowest level of the 8. You need to support your life path 7 by trusting the soul within you. Trust the process of your life. Everything happens to teach us lessons for our own personal evolution. You know, we're meant to learn these lessons. Sometimes it's going to be really hard. Sometimes it will be good, but you will learn most normally from when times are hard. So trust the soul within you. As I keep going, you're a life path 7. It's really important that you do that. And you have that ability in the 8. It's just sometimes your worldliness can get in the way if you let it. And your low confidence can get in the way if you let it. Your focus for this lifetime must be inner development, not outer development. You're here to look at the soul within you, remember, to discover who you are as a person, discover your spiritual purpose. Doing numerology or getting a numerology reading is perfect for a life path 7 because it helps them really access their soul and understand what it is they came here to achieve in this lifetime. So it must be inner development. It's the life path 7 is not about outer success. You're not here to make lots of money, even though you're talented at it. You're not here to do that. You're here to develop yourself internally, spiritually, and to understand yourself that much better. You must develop yourself constantly, self-discovery, spiritual ideas, spiritual wisdom, meditation, time in nature. This is really important for your life and your life path and what you're here to achieve. But you know, your expression number may exacerbate this a little because of your talent in the world, because the 8 can make you be external and you're meant to be about inner development. So the 8 can push you a little bit too far towards your talent in the world, making money, being successful. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Making money and being successful is great. It's a good thing, especially if you use your money to help others as well. But it's not your path for this lifetime. It's your talent, but it should be directed towards a spiritual path. So don't get me wrong, making money in this world, there is nothing wrong with that. It's not evil. Money is energy, especially when we use it for good. It can be a great thing. You have as much spiritual ability as you do practical in your expression 8. That's where it helps you. So support your life path 7 with lots of self-discovery. Spend a bit of time alone, thinking, researching, meditating, going out in nature on your own, because time alone, preferably in nature, is vital for your development in the life path 7. You're also here to be a thinker, a muser, a studier, a researcher of the metaphysical and the big questions. I love it. I spend my life doing things like this. You need research to learn and analyse theories, accruing wisdom. You know, I look at a theory and I think, you know, there's some parts of that my intuition resonates with and some parts of it that do not. And that has helped me so much in my time. So when you're looking at theories, if you're a life path 7, don't be thinking that you have to agree with and buy into every element of what the world says. Ask your inner voice, ask your intuition. Anyway, I mustn't go off key. That's why I do these PowerPoints, to keep me in focus. Otherwise, I'd be going on for hours. So we're here to learn to be a thinker, a studier, a muser. You need research. You need to learn. You have the ability to think in your expression talent number 8. You can research and you can learn. You're a smart cookie when you're in expression number 8. And you can support your life path by pushing action aside and musing a little on those big questions in the intuitive spiritual wisdom. You have the ability to do that. You just tend to focus on action and the world, but you have that other side that is undeveloped within you that you need to develop in this lifetime. So practicing and teaching maybe a form of practical spirituality will help you follow your path, but also use your talents in the 8, because you're a very practical doer number, and that is your talent. You don't need to waste that talent. You can use it to support your life path. So with a talent in the number 8 who wants to follow a spiritual path, they may think about more practical spirituality. And that's something for you to research yourself. It's a big area. I don't want to make suggestions on your practical spirituality. Research, muse, think, and channel that practical spirituality that you could maybe perfect to help you achieve your life path. You're here to learn to filter the research and everything you learn through your intuition, listening to that inner voice and deciding what about that feels authentic, what about that resonates with me, and use your research of other people's theories for your own needs. Use parts of it for your own needs. Some of it won't resonate with you, some of it might. Change it for your own needs. But you can be a bit of an overthinker in the life path 7 and ignore your intuition. This is another element that you're here to perfect in this lifetime. You can, life path 7s actually, they can be totally spiritual and in the clouds and completely ignore the world and want to go and live in a tree or a hut away from everyone. Or they can be so analytical that they just push their intuition aside and rationalize everything. You need to be in the middle there, looking at what you're seeing in the world and then feeding it through your spiritual intuition. It's about finding that balance between learning from the world and feeding it through your intuition, so that and your intuition is the decider. What about this information resonates with me? Okay, that's what you're here to perfect as a life path 7. Your life path 7 suggests that you're going to struggle with this. Of course, remember that if it's your life path, it's something you're going to struggle with. I sometimes forget to stress this enough. The blue column is often the one you struggle with the most. That's why it's your life path. But your 8 energy, your 8 expression energy, can be helpful to this element of your life path because it has both the spiritual and the worldly skills built in. You've got the ability. Just because you don't use it doesn't mean that ability cannot be watered and developed. It might take you a bit of a while to do it, but that ability is there. It's like a bud within you. Water it, nurture it. It will grow because you have that potential. So to support your life path 7, you must look into the spiritual side for your life path 7. Start listening to and following that inner voice and look at some of them ideas for some practical spirituality that you could maybe really get into and study. You're here to be a free thinker. You're here to not follow the crowd if you're a life path 7. So you might struggle with this, remember. You're here to be less interested in the popular culture and following the norms of fashion and appearance. You may be already doing this. You may already not follow the norms, or you may struggle with this a little and maybe hide yourself, because it can make you feel different and a bit out of place and therefore a little bit lonely. When we don't feel that anyone understands us, it can give us an idea of like a feeling of loneliness. But you're here to be that free thinker and to be less interested in what everyone else says, not for you to feel different from other people, but looking at a different way of thinking, okay, a different way of thinking that comes from your soul, not from the world. I don't know whether I've explained that very well, but let me know if I haven't. I'm quite happy to re-explain it. Your expression 8's not going to be all that helpful to this element because your talent in the 8 energy is not just about making money and having balanced personal power and having that swagger. You also tend to spend your money on status symbols, so you're very into how you look to other people. And that's going to make you more likely to follow fashions, ensure that people look at you and think, wow, look what he's got, look what she's got. She's got the best car, she's got the best designer labels. This person's got taste. And the 7's not here to do that. The 7's not here to win the approval of the public, but the 8 has the talent in doing that. So to support your life path 7, you need to go against the grain a little bit where your talents are concerned to support your life path. Transcend the need to look good for other people. Follow your own path. Dress how you want to dress. Don't worry about what other people think. Then you're following that free thinker idea in the life path 7, and that's what you're here to do. You're also here to develop the ability to focus on something. I know all about this too. I struggle to focus on anything, and it's my life path 7, and I've got an expression 5, so I have double the scattered nature. You're here to develop the ability, because we research and we love to learn so many things, we tend to be a bit scattered and look in too many areas at once. You need to focus on something long enough to develop it into something really useful, because as I said, us 7s, we can be a bit scattered and unable to focus. So to support your life path 7, your talent in the 8, you have the potential to be focused. You have that ability. You can focus on something, and preferably a spiritual thing, practical spirituality kind of, have a research. Anyway, you can develop it into something like a business or a service. You've got those skills. Why not use them both? So focus your life on the development of your spirituality, but you could also create abundance from this with your business skills by selling it as in a business or a service. Your 8 talent may push you towards that practical spirituality more and more, and that more than anything will help support your life path 7. You're also here to develop independence, self-sufficiency. You like to do things by yourself, but take care not to push others away. So when I say you're here to develop independence, you're dealing with the polarity of independence and dependency. Okay, so the 7 can push a little bit hard on the independence bit and forget that other people, they need other people in the world. We can't exist on our own in this world. Every day of our lives, we need the input of more people than we can ever know to help us get through the day, to bring our water through our taps, to bring our electricity through our wires, to open the shop so that we can buy food. We need all these people to support our life. Dependency is a part of life, and there's a balance called interdependency that the life path 7 really, really needs to develop. Don't push other people away. Do things for yourself, but also remember, you are interdependent. That's what the life path 7 is here to achieve, because you tend to be a bit too independent. Okay, so your 8 talent will help here. It provides you with the ability to develop independence needed for your life path 7, but it also means you're great with other people. You're great socially. You understand other people are needed in your life. You're a leader, an abundance builder, and you can balance this ability. How can I put this? The strong independence of the 7. The 8 has the ability to understand that other people are needed in your life, and that you have the ability to lead those people to help you develop anything you want. And people work together, right? We all need each other. So support your life path 7 by ensuring that you use your 8 energy to maintain your independence and your interdependence. I should have changed that to interdependence, because that's the key learning point here. The 8 will help you to do that, but you must understand life path 7. You can't do everything by yourself, and other people are helpful and needed, and you must accept and understand and really, what's the word? Appreciate them in your life. It's really, really important, because people in your life that feel unappreciated won't be in your life for long. So you're also here to learn to deal with and reconcile your sensitive emotions. I'm a very emotional being. I know I am. It's a life path 7 thing, but I often hold my emotions inside rather than express them unless I'm with someone I trust. So in a social situation, the 7 isn't always that comfortable. I use my 5 expression to help that in my life. But if you're a life path 7 and you haven't got a good supporting expression number, social time can be sometimes quite difficult for you, and you have a lot of strong emotions inside you, but you hold them inside and stay quiet because you mistrust sometimes those around you, and you can come across to others as quite aloof but you are still a deep well of emotions, and you can connect with other people, and you need to connect emotionally both to yourself and to other people. So you're going to find this difficult because you're a life path 7, but harness your emotions, feel them, don't push them away, allow people to experience them, and use your sensitive emotions to help you connect emotionally to other people. This is what you need to work towards in your life path 7. But your 8 talent energy means that you have that social skills and charisma and leadership skills. You've got the social skills and ability to control your emotions, because the 8 is brilliant at controlling their emotions, but also being able to channel their emotions appropriately and with charisma. The 8 has really good abilities there, and if you use that, this will help you deal with your sensitive emotions, because you're feeling it, dealing with it, and channeling it in a very appropriate way. Use your 8 energy to help you do that, to support your life path 7. Use your emotional balance that your 8 energy has brought for you, and ability to connect with others through your 8 energy to support that life path 7, to help you reconcile your emotions and be a little bit warmer and more communicative with other people. Connect emotionally more on a deeper level, so that you develop that trust between the pair of you. You're also here to learn to balance your need to be away from people, to work alone without social contact. Many life path 7s prefer to work alone, and they only like minimum social contact, even though they have the ability to be social. You love to be alone. You must ensure that you don't isolate yourself, though, life path 7s. And this is your difficulty in this lifetime, not to allow yourself to be isolated from others. You need to balance that too. So your life path 7 needs you to spend time alone in spiritual reflection and study. It needs you to do that. A certain amount of isolation is good. You need it for your life path 7. Without that, you're not following your life path 7. You're not following your path, your purpose. But use your 8 talent energy to ensure that you maintain that healthy people contact, so that you don't isolate yourself beyond what is healthy for you. I hope you've really liked my video today, guys. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and click that bell icon, because I'm always uploading new stuff. Please like my video if you found it really useful today. You can contact me and ask me questions by putting questions in the description box, or you can email me email me at katie@soulexplorer.net, go through my website, or I'm going to put the links to my Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn and Twitter in the description box. And before I go, guys, if you want to learn anything about numerology, if you'd like to learn to be a practitioner in numerology, I've uploaded a new course onto Udemy, and I'm going to put a link to that in the description box too. I think there may be an offer on at the moment, but check it out. It's a very detailed course that will give you all information about the number energies and the position of the number energies in your chart and how they work together. So check it out. As ever, guys, I want you to trust the soul within you, because only your own soul, your own gut feeling, your own emotions knows best. Okay? I'll see you very soon.